Hi
right, get
guys,
some
this is
players in.
Tracy and Nick DeLeon coming to you from our perspective abodes with Molina Mike in the house. Hi Mike.
What's going on, everyone? The
And
Miss Ledma, and then yeah, I see. It's tough to find good help these days, Tracy.
we appreciate you joining us today, Mike. We know you're busy. And I also have the Tupelo Kid coming to you live from Tupelo, Mississippi, Cheney White. Say hi, Cheney. Everybody say hi to Cheney out there. We're also going to
Hey,
welcome
it's nice.
some comments and some questions a little later on. Molina Mike has some things he needs to get done today, so we're going to start with Mike this evening. Nick, do you have anything you need to ask Mike?
Yeah, man. I go. What do you think about the player's choice with the cup
Yeah, I thought it was.
or
You
the
mean the
fans'
fans'
choice?
choice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a little predictable now that Earl wasn't there. I thought it would have been between him and between Jason and Josh, but Jason is just so compelling, and the way that he ended the night before, I'm not surprised to see him out there. Of course, being the reigning MVP, and then Shane. I mean, Shane is Shane. I had seen some comments online talking about his Mosconi Cup record, but I don't think anyone on earth is going to go and argue that he's our top player. So,
Oh, for sure.
um, despite those percentages, you got to go and keep him in there and put him in there. And I only think he made it in there because of the Earl situation, because otherwise, I think we would have seen the old man out there, just in my opinion. But
Okay.
yeah, it was great, man. Shane jumped out to a 2-0 lead, and you thought, okay, here we go. This is going to be the start of USA Today,
Yeah.
which it ended up being, but not because of that. Because after
No.
2-0, that was about
Yeah.
it. Jason ended up just running away with it. So
Yeah. No, he
it was a
overran
great match.
the 7 ball in game 3. I took some notes, and right after that, Shaw breaks the runs and ties it up 2-2. And it just he ends up losing, and it's big.
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is, Nick. When you go and have short race 9 ball, and you're not even having winter break, so you have alternate break. 3-1, 4-1 isn't the same if it's winter break, because one mistake and then you go and hold serve.
Yep.
It's anyone's game now. We saw that at the end of today. So
Yeah, that's what we were
um,
talking about. It's just it's. I mean, I like it that U.S. is winning lags this year, though.
yeah, I think
Last year they weren't winning
it's
a
been
lot
pretty
of lags,
close.
so Europe last year was having the hill break all the time.
Yeah, yeah, and we saw that at least in the last doubles match of the day. But I know
Yeah,
Sky had won his, and me and Oscar got a little bit bet on each lag because we're a couple of degenerates.
yeah,
But
and then
yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just saying it was great to just to see. I mean, we were hoping that Shane pulled that match off, but it would have been better to have Shane do that, and then Skylar goes in free stroking almost. But Skylar held his own and capitalized on Filler's mistake.
Yeah, I mean, if the Mosconi Cup for 22 is held in January, you're going to see Sky as the fans' choice, because that kid is just an anchor. He delivers in big spots. He really set the tone for the day, even though it was a second match, beating Albin, which is what he did a couple of years ago. Whenever
Yep,
they ended up,
he beat Nils.
no, Tyler beat Niels, I think and
Oh,
then
Tyler, Sorry,
but Albin and Sky had a really big match, which they had today.
yeah.
And Albin just didn't look himself, and Sky, to his credit, man, it don't matter what the score is. It doesn't matter, where he's at in the match. His personality and his position is just always very free and happy, and it allows him to play very loose. And when you have that kind of talent paired with being free, it can make for a really dangerous combination.
Yeah, for sure. And then even Jeremy Jones said too, once he's loose and once
Yeah.
he's um like feeling good, he's playing his dangerous speed.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you get to watch any of it today, Tracy, at all?
I got just little glimpses of it, but because of me being at work and
Right.
people love to talk to me, hence I have the perfect job, I guess.
Right. Right, for
That
sure.
I don't get a minute to myself. I really don't. So usually I never buy the stream. Somebody usually sends me clips of the most amazing things that they thought was there. Um, The only thing I think that my heart sank was Chris missing that ball tonight.
Yeah, it was. They were free rolling at that point because they got a win from Tyler beating Josh. You got
Yeah.
Sky winning back to back his singles and his doubles with Shane. So you're sitting really pretty there. You have Kachi who came off of day one struggling. So I think it was a perfect combination. I don't think they did a whole lot wrong. But you got to put that ball down, man. You gotta put that
You
ball
have to.
down.
I think Chris was trying to do too much.
I don't know. I didn't see him really try to make that cue ball move a whole lot. I mean, it looked like he hit it with a little bit of inside.
Yeah, I mean, like just make it because that ball's in the pocket.
And that's what Jeremy said. Like, because it seemed the whole time, I'm not a fan of it, of just them trying to over communicate, and maybe the player who was supposed to be there defer to Jeremy either because they want to get him in rhythm, or because he's the coach / playing guy. However you want to go and paint
it because he's the coach. I don't know.
That's what I think. But it's like it can take you out of a rhythm if that's not how you're used to going and playing, if that makes sense. But you know what? It got him to 4-1 playing that way. So you can't go and change now. And at that spot, Jeremy just tells him, just put the ball down because you got the 6 that's in the hole. I mean, it's, you can only see about that much of the ball. It's so deep on that shelf. So all he had to do was put that ball away. And I mean, they were going to win. I like Chris a lot, man. My heart just kind of my heart took a beating there, man, for him.
Yeah, I know it sucks. Is going into day 3, man, taking a 3-game lead. That's huge.
Yes, it would have made.
It's huge.
It would have been a massive.
It's huge for a number of things.
And
a lot of guys were laying like 5 games or 4.5. So them being able to get the 6 already is massive on the betting side of it. Mm-hmm. Doubling somebody up. The Europeans, they haven't felt any heat really, I think, except for that last doubles match, and they were toast. I mean, they were down 4-1. It was like they were gonna be in a 3-game hole. They were gonna be doubled up going into day 3, and now you got Jeremy and Chris that are both gonna be playing singles, coming up. I think tomorrow, and after coming off of that heartbreak loss, most people. Well, I think Jeremy played good. I don't think anyone expects him to go and get a doubles win. So, but if he had the cushion of, let's say, a 6-3, it's a lot different than the pressure of a 5-4 going into a single. So it's just, there's so many things to go and consider, man, and everything's kind of under a microscope when you think about the Mosconi Cup. But golly, it was a hell of a day though, man. I really enjoyed it.
No, I did too. I mean, to think before all this stuff that's happened and everything that's happened with Earl and everything. I mean, and Jeremy Jones having to jump in, man. I mean, all the odds were against them, and on day, they end day 2 with day 2 as a lead. It's just, man, it's great. Like, I mean, yeah, you wanted a bigger lead, but you still have the lead going into day 3.
Yeah, I mean, they should have had a bigger lead than even after day 1. Yeah. They should have had a bigger lead than just up by 1 game after day 2. So if if let's say the Europeans go on to win it, and you think about moments that can really go and swing things, that's going to be something that's going to be talked about. And last year, whenever early on when Chris overran that position from the 8 to the 9, that was a really big spot. When he should have beaten Kachi. So little spots like that in a race to 11 and in a short race 9 ball are going to be overanalyzed. And, when you think about missed opportunities, that's certainly going to be one of them, especially if it ends up getting tight down, down the road. And like I said, with having Jeremy on the back end, I don't think you could have asked for anything better than to have that kind of cushion, because now it's like, it doesn't matter. My loss isn't going to go and put us in a hole, in a hole or behind. Yeah. Right? So I mean, it's big, man. It's super, super.
That's massive. What I talked about a lot with Skylar. Like Shane losing and Skylar coming in and been picking up the team. That was a huge win.
They're playing very well together. The entire group of guys, even with the whole drama that happened with Earl, they've literally lifted themselves out of all of the drama and said, "You know what? We're bringing our game this time. We won."
I think they showed that short race 9 ball that they should be respected.
Yes.
And Tyler got a little bit of some rolls, but then he also looked really poised at times. Sky was playing loose and confidently. Looks like, he looks like Derby City 9-ball champ Sky, the way he was kind of just
Yeah.
playing out there. You know, and having SVB in your corner in doubles is is fantastic. Yeah, I don't know. I just hope that they don't look back on today and be like, we let him off the hook.
Yeah.
You know, we really let him off the hook because we had him. We had him by the throat. And you know how it is in pool, man. One little thing can go and change. Like you can be cruising in a match and you can be, you know, having a 4 or 5 game lead. And then all of a sudden it's one little thing. And then what ends up happening is that it completely changes and the roles and everything else tend to go and sway. And they really had a perfect storm of things. Albin looked shaky in his match with Sky. Tyler had Josh in a hole, you know, early. And I know he got some rolls there, but he finished him off. You know, so it was like you had everything going for you, and then the one match that you're thinking, all right, whatever, you know, you're already gonna chalk it up as a loss because it's Chris and Jeremy. You're up 4-1. Yeah, you're up 4-1. So it's like you're really free rolling there.
Yeah.
And then to be there, like you're 3 balls away. I don't know how the combo lined up, if that's something they should have gone and looked at, but Jeremy in his one pocket background and given the layout of the table, I don't blame him for setting Chris up at that spot. You know, you can say the cue ball was on the rail, Nick, but you got to put that ball down. You got to put it away.
It'd be different if he's trying to get 2-rail shape or whatever with the cue ball, but I mean, he just needed to make that ball.
As I've gotten to know Chris just a little bit, he's been working on his mental toughness in the game to begin with, and going to the gym, working out, and doing all these other things to help his game in general. I'm hoping tomorrow we'll see that side of Chris, that hungry side of Chris that wants to, you know, I screwed up yesterday. I'm not doing it today.
Well, y'all know Chris well enough. You know how
he's happy-go-lucky.
His sarcasm and his attitude, he'll brush it off, you know, or at least that's how he'll go and show it to you, you know. And I hope he can go and deliver it here because he's got all the skills to go and get there.
He's got to believe it.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's like I said, he's been working on that. He's been posting that he's been working on his mental toughness and everything else, especially going to London. Come on, guys, that's tough.
Yeah.
They gave Steyer hell today.
Yeah. And just, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, man, like the 4-inch pockets, you know, that plays a factor.
Right.
Like you saw Kachi miss some balls, you saw Osha miss some balls. I mean, it's just a different playing field. You're gonna see more balls missed. Guaranteed.
I think that's the part that, like, if you take off their jerseys and I'm looking at you, the confident team I would have thought would have been the Europeans were the Americans, because that's just what their face told me. You know, Kachi was just, even whenever they're coming back, David's like vamos, and Kachi just. I'm like, yo, man, come on, like give the camera something, kid.
Give him something to like pump him up.
Albin's about to go and jump off a ledge, you know, in the middle of his match with Sky. You know, he's just sick. Laylee's there talking to him, and Albin's just looking like dead ahead, like, get the hell out of my face. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to be coached right now.
Yeah.
You know, he missed some shot, and he had a chance to go and steal that win. He had plenty of opportunity to go and get that point. And what happened is that you go and lose Hill, and then you're right back with it. And I know you have Jason there, who's the anchor of the team, but he couldn't fade it either. You know, Albin was a real downer after losing with Sky. You got to go and get him up here, you know. And USA were just it couldn't have gone any better for him. It could not. I agree. I mean, you know, nobody on earth would have predicted a 6-3. I don't care how much of a homer you are. You could be marrying Shane. You know, nobody would have predicted.
Dude, I can't bet all in on you, man. I can't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it would be tied, right? Like that's the most you could. You know, maybe they're up by 1 or 2. Nobody would have predicted 6-3 after day 2, and they had the chance.
They had it. Like it was right there. I mean, we can go back and we can talk about Shane and Sky playing together. I mean. Sky hit that amazing bank shot, speared it right in.
It was a hanger,
dude. It was. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
listen, it's a one pocket shot. Come on, is that not a one pocket shot? Because
Yes, but
you're
Sky.
playing it two ways, and
Yeah,
Sky's got a great cue ball.
No, correct. I'm not saying that, but Sky looked at Shane's like, I cut it in, and Shane's like,
Oh.
and he's and then he's all,
I
I'm
didn't-
not taking it.
Okay, so full
He's getting his
disclosure,
phone
I
out.
didn't see it.
Prove to you,
I didn't
Nick.
see it until about 10 minutes ago, right? And I got messages like my phone's blowing up. Oh my God, Sky just hit because I was at the chiropractor. And he said Sky just hit the shot of the tournament, and I'm like, what about? I went back and watch him, and the look on Shane's face, like as Sky is saying, "I'm gonna go ahead and do it," and he's getting down the ball. Shane's just like you know, like, and then. And it bent off that rail because I saw that shot. They showed the overhead. It comes off the rail, even though there's not a lot of it, and it bends. I mean, it really went and twisted in there. And then of course the 4-9s just dressed up for it. But I listen as and I'm not just saying it because I'm wearing a one pocket shirt and I own part of one PKT. That's a one pocket shot. And the way that he went, and he's been playing really good lately. He's been in 2 finals against Dennis in a couple of tournaments over the last, I think, like 3 months. So. And oh, by the way, the kid knows how to bank the balls really good. He's probably like top 5 bankers on earth. So, no, but it was a big. It's, you finally got Shane to get a W, and then you still had 1 point, but you were supposed to be up 6-3. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I don't know who's starting off tomorrow or what the schedule is and all that stuff, but I mean, whoever.
I think they got it. Yeah, so everyone who basically hasn't played singles, I think it'll be a lot of singles. So I think you're gonna see. Obviously, Sky's already played
first.
I mean,
if it was me, I'd put out Jeremy Jones first.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be his decision. I don't see why you wouldn't. Like, I would rather I want to just get it out of the way.
Yeah,
I would always volunteer to play first. And,
and that's what I said yesterday because we were talking about Jeremy Jones playing and everything. And would you have him wait for day 2 or throw him in? I go, since I've never been in that scenario, and it's been a while since he's been in that big box in that arena. I'd throw him in right away because if you lose a point early, it's better than when you're up or when you're down 8-5 or 8-6 and you have to play.
But he came with it today. I was real surprised. I saw a couple of his shots, and I mean, you can go and talk about putting that cue ball on the rail, but there was a game or two before, I think, when it was like 3-1 or something, where he came with a really tough shot. The angle was a little funky, and he got shape. So and he hit it really, really well. He'll be settled in, but being up, like, it's easy when you're up. I don't want to say it's easy because I haven't been there either, but like it's different when you got somebody right there with you to kind of share the spotlight with, as opposed to you're going up there and you're going to be there by yourself, Yeah. And by the way, you're probably going to be playing a world champion.
Yeah, but true. Yeah, on top of it.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no big deal, right? You're just going to be playing one of the top players on earth. Yeah.
No, hey, you just play, man. Play to play, have some fun. But I mean, he's going to feel that pressure for sure.
Yeah, and I think you'll probably end up seeing Tyler, hopefully at some point tomorrow, because he's the for me, even though Sky had 2 really big points, beating Filler again, and the way that he handled day 1 and Tyler, I still got him as the MVP, but Sky's right behind him. I think the kid's just playing great, and I know a lot of people, especially European fans and people who bet on Europe, will go and say that he got some rolls today.
Of course he did,
but he's still. It is, yeah, for sure.
But you still have to finish too.
Yeah, but like early on, it looked like his knees were going to start shaking. It looked like he was going to be Bambi there with deer in headlights. And to his credit, he held it together enough to go and get there against Josh. I know Josh never really caught any kind of rhythm. I think it was a funny stat where they said he had only made like 5 balls, and it's like 3-2 or something. So 5 games in, and Josh had only made 5 balls up until that point. I don't think anyone would have gone and guessed that, but. I think they're sitting really well, but I mean, tomorrow's massive. I mean, massive.
Tomorrow is a massive day.
Yeah, because they can go down because they're playing 5 matches tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they should be playing 5 matches tomorrow. Yeah, and they're guaranteed a 4th day now. So I mean,
totally, that's good. So I mean, I think they just need a lot of rest, go over a couple things, and just regroup and go back out. It's just going to be just another day in paradise out there.
Oh, I mean, they don't go and overanalyze things. I think all things considered, like imagine if they had, a solid number 5 there, how much better they would be doing. you know.
No,
So I
correct.
think there's
Yeah.
a lot of, not only on the scoreboard are they up, but I think mentally they ought to go and be up. If Chris can go and shake it off, because he's been formidable. The entire event just kind of been, steady, and I think that's what you want out of your number 4, number 5 guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it's moving day for sure, and the Europeans feel like they stole one there, because
No,
that,
yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
they
know.
are already thinking that once they were down 4-1, I mean, the people in the stands and the part of the team, they're already thinking, God, we're going to go down 6-3 into day 3.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
it's a huge point.
Hey, listen, it was about to be buyout time, because I was about to get on the phone
Yeah.
and just, hey, listen, let's start negotiating over here at
Letting the
6-3
net
down.
out early.
Yeah. But says you. Tell the story of Vegas, Nick. Tell us before, because I got to go in like 5 minutes. But so listen, we're in Vegas, and it's the World 10 Ball, and I'll keep this brief. But Nick says, hey, you want to go out and bet every match? And I'm like, absolutely, sure, whatever. I said, we'll do alternating picks, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So we end up betting about a dozen matches. Nick didn't win one.
No.
He didn't win one. He did.
So we go down the list.
Does Dory know about this, Nick?
Yes. I was stuck. I wasn't gonna get.
This is before he proposed. Before he proposed, the day before. Yeah.
So
it really was.
Yeah, I was stuck, and I'm like, oh, okay, I lost the match. Okay, I'm like, I'm good, And later on, I go back that night, and I'm like, what the hell? I go, how bad are my odds? I win one match out of 12. I'm like, Molina. Dude, you gotta let me out, dude.
He asked to be let out after all the matches are over. He wants a discount after I already got him.
Not discount. I said, let me blow one more, and I'll go half or nothing. I owe you double.
Oh yeah. So basically, he had a chance to go and bring the tab down like 30% or more. Or I was going to be the same. So I had zero upside on that bet. Yeah. But I said, Nick, you know what? I'm not, and it's funny because I didn't even hit him up once. I'm there casually looking at the list like throughout the day in the scoreboard, and I'm like, that's a win. I didn't call him. I didn't text him. I didn't sweat him. I didn't do nothing. And then Nick calls me like on the verge of tears. Listen, you've won like 11 matches in a row. I mean, I need some help here. And he picks a match that's like stone cold stealing. He picks a match like Carlo Beato versus, Hunter Lombardo or something. Something where he's just dead stealing.
No, I wasn't stealing. I picked Ronald or Roland over Corey, and they go hill.
Yeah,
and they have to do the shootout. And I'm like, dude, are you guys kidding me? This is how bad it's gonna go. And then he came through with the shootout. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah,
you guys are nuts. I have a question for you, Melina Mike, from the chat. Melina Mike, any idea what you think the match tomorrow is going to be the one-on-one to watch? Or is there a match you would like to see happen? This is from Penguin. Thank you for your question.
Oh man, a one-on-one match that I want to go and see. So I'm anticipating to go and see Jeremy and Chris go and play single wise, and then for sure David and Kachi will be playing singles tomorrow. So those are the certainties, and I know there's going to be a fan's choice for a doubles, and that'll be match number 5. So I know there's a lot of other possibilities. I guess if I'm Team USA fan, I want to go up against Kachi again. Number one, Kachi's looked extremely shaky throughout the entire event. The nerves of day one and the misses have not gone away.
Kachi match, you think?
Yeah, and plus there's some history there for what happened last year.
Yep.
So I think from a storyline standpoint, there's also something to go and take from that. And it reminds me a lot of today with Tyler and Josh, where I think that's a match where on paper they're going to be dogs in the Americans, but they can definitely go and steal one. So I think on a number of different levels, that would be what I would want to go and see. Jeremy, I mean, if he by somehow goes and wins his single, the USA should just be
We're going to lose it.
Yeah, for sure. And I hope all those haters who said, hey, boycott, and they should have gone home.
You can't close something after it's been going on for a year. It's virtually impossible.
But like a lot of these guys are American fans, at least the ones that I'm seeing online, who said, oh, they should have gone home. It's unpatriotic. I mean, there's just the number. Like, I hope Matchroom gets numbers, but I hope you don't watch. If you had that kind of negative attitude to go and start with, like if you're going to go and have a Cinderella, let the guys who are there sweating whenever they had no chance and stood by him despite losing Earl. Let those guys go and enjoy that moment. Don't go and bandwagon now that it's, close. But no, I think it's been a hell of a Moscone Cup. It's a lot better than what I was hoping, than what my money bet on. I hope my money was betting on, a slaughter. But
he's sweating. He's sweating his money right
I'm
now.
like
I keep
Nick,
hearing it. I'm going, why am I at work? I should have took the week off.
He's doing what Nick did. Melina might go. Hey,
for sure. I mean, listen, like it was like 4-3, and I'm like, I ain't worried about it. And then it's 5-3, and I'm like, all right, well, it's all good. We're gonna get one back anyway because the doubles we got it. It's a lock. It's in the bag. There's no way. And then all of a sudden it's like 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, and I'm there like just ready to go and jump off the bridge. So it's been exciting. It's been fun. But listen, I got to run because I got to jump on somewhere else.
We appreciate it, Mike. If you would like to throw out some publicity for yourself, I don't mind. OnePocket.com, guy. Thank you so much for my OnePocket.com shirt.
Yeah, 1PKT. Send me your info. I'll send you over a hat too. We got some ladies gear and we got some other stuff coming in the pipeline. Okay, great. There you go. Even better. Yeah, I'm Molina Mike on Facebook or Windows Open on Facebook. I post updates and sell cues and all kinds of fun stuff.
Man's phenomenal, guys. Anything you need to know about pool, Molina Mike's on the job. Thank you so much, Molina Mike.
I appreciate y'all. Hopefully we'll jump on again this week.
We'll do.
All right, later, Nick.
Have a great evening.
Later, buddy. Bye, Tracy.
Bye. So we don't have much of a chat room this evening, but it was some good banner.
We are gonna see if we can bring in. I'm gonna create a group. I'm gonna see if they're available.
Poor Cheney can't keep in the room.
I know. I saw that. Let me see if we can bring some fans in that is actually in Europe and was there for day 1 and day 2.
Are they still awake? It's after midnight there.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
So what are you thinking tomorrow? Kachi and Ronhold?
Yeah, I don't see why not. That's gonna give that's gonna be a big momentum swing. So I hope that
it would definitely perk Chris up some if he wins.
Yeah.
And it would definitely seal up that rivalry. I mean, come on, they have that thing going on from last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have who do you think they're going to if Jeremy has to play? And we have the Haiju invasion.
So once we're waiting for the next people, we're trying to get them. They were during the whole cup and everything. So we're trying to see if we can get them on and get their point of view and all that stuff about how the environment,
the whole venue.
Yeah, like everything. And it'd be good to get, some people that were there that, can like tell us a little bit more than us watching it on TV or whatnot. So while we're waiting,
I've been following Mark White.
Yeah.
And he's been filming some of what's going on inside the venue. And it's chaos like it always is. I mean, it's different if you're there to have that feeling of being in that area, in that arena, and the electricity that's going on in that room from both sides, the Americans and the Europeans. I mean, it has to be spectacular to walk into a place like that with all of that money up for grabs. And, of course, the bragging rights. And I think a lot of it's the bragging rights for us. The money is nice, though.
Okay, we got them. They're awake.
Silence is golden.
Crazy. They're awake. And I'm doing a group chat so you can send them the link.
All you have to do, Nick, is if you press on at the bottom of your screen, it'll say invite with a plus sign. All you have to do is click that and click their messenger name. And it'll send you right to it.
Well, I just created a messenger for you so we can try to bring them in.
You what?
I created a Facebook messenger with you and Julie. So Tony and Julie are the two that I know personally and that are good friends of mine that are out there. And I thought it'd be cool to bring them in and let them talk about the environment and the big swings and all that good
Right.
stuff, the loudness, and we can get a different aspect than just us watching on TV. I see George Teixeira from Tucson, Arizona just joined. How you doing? How you doing, guys? Hey, all questions, answers, we'll answer as much as we can. If we don't know the answer, we will get it, and we will do it tomorrow. We're doing this every day right after the Cup. And also, if you missed the video and you want to watch the video, we do post it so you can go back and you can watch what we've talked about with the Cup and with other things as well.
It won't let me add groups. That's the reason why I told you you'll have to do it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I hit this, and then
You type in the name in that little box. Tucson, Arizona in the house, huh?
Yeah, Tucson, Arizona.
Trying to move me out there. I probably do need to add a little west to my dialect.
All right, here we go. I'm sending it right now. Okay, sent. Oh, look who's back.
Can you hear us? He's attempting one more time. It won't. He's got his mic muted.
Yeah, he has to unmute his mic.
Let's see. Let me send him a message.
All right.
Technical difficulties, people. We're trying to grab some folks in here. If you guys have any questions or any comments, even if they're negative comments, we would like to know how we're doing.
Yeah, what'd you guys think about day 2?
If there's something that we could be doing for you guys to improve our show, we would be more than happy to do that.
It looks like the table is playing better and playing tougher, but the balls are reacting off the break properly now. So you saw Ocean make like 4 or 5 balls on the break during his match with, I believe it was Skylar. So the balls are reacting right off the break, which is good. So it's going to give both teams some confidence while they're breaking. But you are going to get the times where you break dry when you're not thinking that you're going to break dry because the pockets are tighter. So.
Okay, let's see. No questions?
Nothing.
Well, we can call it an early night if she doesn't answer you. Like I said, it's like really early in the morning there, so they may be asleep. George says, day 2 has been fantastic. Just cannot believe the number of keyboard warriors and their negative comments regarding the USA. I've gotten used to it, George.
It's been crazy. It's been nuts. I mean, Melina Mike just like, he hit it on the nose with everybody saying ban it. You can't, it's the biggest event of the year. Stuff's going to happen. You can't control it. But maybe next year they could probably take it into consideration where if a team is traveling, so Europe is coming here next year, right?
Supposed to.
So, yes, supposed to. And if they do, they might have a 6th person that comes with them just in case something like this happens. If they get COVID or they get really sick, they can throw in a 2nd player or a 6th player or whatnot. So it's just something to think about. And, we don't know going forward. You might not have to worry about it anymore.
I'm assuming it would have been fine if it hadn't been for COVID. If, say, Earl had gotten the flu while he was on the plane and got sick and couldn't play. The restrictions that are going on, you can't get out of the United States without literally sacrificing yourself.
No, yeah, it is what it is.
Just to get out of it's not really getting out of the United States. It's going into England itself or going into the UK was the issue.
Correct.
And as Justin Martin said, it was harder to get into Puerto Rico than it was to come back.
Yep, it was easy to come back.
Puerto Rico is part of, our it's one of our territories. So, I mean, it's everywhere. It just depends on the country and what their restrictions are and what they require to get in and to get out.
Well, who we should actually bring in. See, we'll talk to him a couple days, but George Teixeira, are you up to jumping on video chat after the Cup tomorrow or day 3 or day 4?
George, are you up for a little bit of streaming, sir?
Man, that guy, he's great on the mic, so I'm pretty sure he'll be just as sexy on the stream.
I'll be surrounded by 2 people from Arizona. What will I do? A weird.
Yeah, they did. They were saying some bad stuff about JJ can't play, but I mean, you got to hand it to him. The guy's handling it really well. It's tough to do both, and we know that JJ can play, and he showed some of it today, and he showed some of it yesterday, and just going forward, I mean, yeah, the nerves are going to get to him because it's been a while since he's been in the spotlight, but I was really looking forward to seeing him play because I haven't seen him play in a very long time. So it's good.
George had said that what Nick was replying to, guys, was it was worse than the ban. The comments that people were saying about JJ were just not even, they were just rude, and we all have our glory days, but the man wouldn't be there if he didn't have the skills to be there.
Yep.
In the player sense, or coach or captain, whatever. It's a team effort, and he's there to play. He's been put in the position that he's there to play, and he's going to bring it.
And he's having fun. That's what it's about. You have to. I mean, and my thing is that's why a lot of the overseas players and everybody plays so well is because they love to have fun, and nothing really gets to them. So, but
hey, now we have some people.
Yeah, we got our people in. Yeah, Julie and Tony, boom, they are in Europe. They are at the Moscone Cup for day 1, day 2. So I thought it'd be awesome to bring in some people that were actually there and give us a different point of view of everything that's been going on, the crowd, seeing both teams interact with each other. So welcome, guys.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We know it's early there, but thank you so much.
Yes.
No problem.
Before bedtime.
So tell us a little bit about the atmosphere when you walked in. I'm assuming this is your first Moscone Cup in London?
Correct.
What was the atmosphere like when you walked through the door?
Well, it seemed to be that the crowd is obviously heavily English, and but seeing the 2 different teams correspond, they've done a really good job of working together. The fans are obviously over the top from the European side, which you would expect. And the venue's a little smaller than what you would think after watching it on TV a few times. But overall, very good experience.
Awesome.
Sounds like a good time to
right?
me.
No, that's awesome. I can't wait. I messaged Dory today. I was like, babe, we're going next year. It's in Vegas. I go, once the tickets are on sale, we'll be the first ones to purchase them.
It'll definitely be an inside pool invasion at Matchroom Sports that week.
Yes, for sure.
It'll be interesting to see a crowd that is more American than European. It's pretty crazy.
I think we're a little more demure than the European crowd. I think
that does not surprise me. Yes,
they're really
we're almost embarrassed to be sitting next to them. It's really strange.
Well, we see a lot of people being threatened to be kicked out by security. A lot of cursing right in the middle of backstrokes. So a lot of that you probably shouldn't see in any level of pool match.
Yeah. I mean, come on, respect. You got to give these players respect.
And the U.S. fans are standing up to the European fans, asking them to be respectful, but that's not necessarily happening.
And mind you, the European fans are also speaking and yelling out when their players are shooting. So they're pretty even on that. They're not really doing it just to the Americans. They're doing it to both teams.
Oh, so they're just having a good time.
Yeah. I saw the refs, get a little loud with them and tell them, hey, we're trying to be even on both sides. When they're shooting, there's no talking, no yelling.
Yeah, they're trying, and then security kind of started getting involved towards the end of the night tonight. Instead of people having to go grab a beer, there were a lot of pitchers of beer going around, so it got a little crazy towards the end of the evening.
Got it.
It still sounds like you guys are having a blast.
Oh, it's incredible being there. It's a great experience.
Who do you guys
look forward to Vegas?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Us too. We're like, man, I want to be there.
We have to go now. All of us are like, one of us needs to be there.
Yeah, hopefully a few less COVID rules by that time.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, this COVID thing has just been a nightmare the past 2 years, but this whole Earl Strickland thing has driven the internet, social media into chaos and a frenzy. There's so much hate on one side and just blatant disrespect on the other. So we just wanted to hear something a little lively. So we thought we would call.
Yeah,
definitely. I don't know exactly what happened or what the details are with Earl, but I know that we had to fill out paperwork. We had to sign up for the contact tracing as well, and I heard that he did too. But the first 2 days after you arrive, if you're vaccinated, you need to quarantine for 2 days and take a COVID test. And if you're unvaccinated flying into England, you have to quarantine for 10 days and take 2 COVID tests. So I don't know what exactly happened on Earl's end or with that, but they definitely have some more strict rules flying in and strict rules flying back to the U.S. So
there must have been some miscommunication or a misunderstanding on obviously more than one party's issue.
Yes, definitely.
It sounds like it. It sounds like there's plenty of blame to go around, and there's not one party or one person that did anything wrong. It's just the way it all came together. What's really strange is, or what I found strange, is that Earl had multiple tests taken when he was here, and he had been socializing and high-fiving with the rest of his teammates leading up to the event, and still had to follow what's the government rules. And which I don't understand all of, and I'm not going to take the time to try and understand more than getting in.
We know what we need to do to get in and what we need to do to get out. So.
Right.
And let's not go to jail.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear you. I mean, I knew I was booking a flight over to the UK anyway, and my travel agent was explaining that to me. You have all of these different countries have different rules for getting into the country. So if you're planning on flying out of the UK into a different country, then that's a whole different set of rules.
Yes.
So, just reading the information, I was like, I'll wait until COVID's over.
Yeah.
It's confusing. There's a lot going on.
Other than that, who do you guys look forward to watching tomorrow? Tomorrow's a big day.
It is.
Well, I think I think we're going to see Shane step up. I think he's had a little bit of a struggle. He's had some bad rolls against him.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see him step into the limelight. You can see he's wanting to let go and kind of get the crowd into it, and he's not been able to do that. Where Tyler has played well, Sky's played well. We had an unfortunate miss on that last match there, but it's I think you'll see Shane really stepping up.
Cool.
Yeah, I feel like all the pressure is on Europe right now because you got the fans there, and on top of it, like they won last year, so I feel like they have more pressure than the U.S. team going in. So.
Oh, and that was the attitude of the fans, is almost like we didn't belong here.
Yeah.
That the U.S. reached around, and they were under the impression, a wrong impression of how the team was put together. And I think there was probably more people glad Earl wasn't here than he was here, which I think is a sad thing for somebody that's been involved in pool as much as he has in his life. But it's going to be fun, just having a tight match. However it shakes out, we want to see we want to see it not be a blowout.
No, correct. Yeah, and right now U.S. is putting up. They're taking care of their the advantages, and they're making. I feel like they're making less mistakes that Europe's making. Where right now you think it would be the opposite. So
yes, yeah.
I mean, just that uncharacteristic miss by Chris, but I hope he just gathers up everything and he fights tomorrow, and we get a couple more points with the 5 matches, and we go into day 4 close or with the big lead, and just I'm rooting for USA. So,
yep, I agree. We are too.
Awesome.
Agree.
Well, I appreciate you guys jumping on and staying up a little later to get in with us. And I mean, just have fun and good luck and safe travels back. And I'll see you guys soon.
All right, sounds good.
So much.
Thank
Have
you.
a great
Bye,
evening.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Well, that was pretty cool.
They're really good people. Yeah, they're really good.
That was really
people.
cool. I mean, to have a perspective from people that are actually there that aren't mad at us.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Yeah. Well, George Tiashea said something in the group. You want to go ahead and read it?
Sure. So why are the European fans disrespectful for pool but not snooker? I think this is my perspective on that. Being around some Europeans for quite some time, snooker they see that as more of a challenging sport.
Not just that, but professional wise, like they hold it to a
higher regard.
Correct.
Billiards, like what we're doing, is for the bar.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how they view it.
Yeah, and I feel like every event, you're not going to have that with the snooker tournament or watching it on TV. You have people
like golf, it's silence.
Yes, correct. Like you rarely have the people that are going off and like you get the clapping afterwards. But I feel that snooker is just held to a higher professional level than and then the billiards industry. So
it's kind of like golf and mini golf.
Yeah, I know, right? Possibility. But I mean, it is what it is. I just hope that the crowd can be respectful on both sides. People, they're gonna miss, and you're gonna get the oohs, the ahs, the cheering when people miss, but not doing it, during mid-stroke or anything like that.
I don't remember a Moscone Cup. I know in the past 10 years of me watching it and before that the Europeans haven't been that way. It's almost like going to watch soccer for these guys. They're out there to have a good time.
Yeah, no, and I mean, it's all for them, have a good time and everything, but it's one of those things that you just have to be respectful regardless when they're shooting. Both teams, even your home team, even if they're down,
I think we got Cheney White in the room for a hot second. Cheney, can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Yeah.
Let's try to get your interview over with real quick there, boy.
What'd you think about the Cup today?
I didn't get a chance to watch it today.
Well, yesterday, what were your thoughts on the Moscone from yesterday?
I thought it was real interesting. I didn't get to watch much of it, but I thought Shane and Tyler and all them played real great. It's a great experience for me to watch, and I really enjoyed it.
From the juniors' perspective, and you're considered a junior player, even though you do play with the big dogs out there, Cheney. What do you guys think it would take to be one of the few people that get put on the Moscone Cup team? From your perspective, what do you think you need to do to hone your skills to get there? What do you believe it takes?
I believe it takes hours of practice on the table. I don't think you can play around. I mean, you got to you got to put in the work to get there.
You can tell with the difference of people. Like, look at Shane. His break. Let's just for example, his break is one of the best breaks in the world. Right now, his 10-ball break. But it's not like he learned it overnight. He did hours and hours and hours of practice when they brought in the 10-ball game, and he practiced with his grandpa racking the balls. He racked the balls. He didn't do nothing but break the balls for the longest time, and he explains it in his one of his interviews. And that's what it takes. Like when something switches or you're just learning one pocket. I mean, how are you going to learn one pocket without playing people? Or it's just that's another game to excel at. So it's just putting in the hard work, and you'll notice, the people that put in the hard work that are winning more or that are placing in the cash more or that are doing bigger things is because they're putting in the hard work. They're doing what other people are not doing or are not willing to do.
Yes, sir.
Johnny, what is your next event that you're planning on attending?
I plan on going to the Meridian tournament. Then after that, I'll probably go to the New Year's Day tournament in Grenada.
So Mr. Cheney White lives in an area where they are allowed to have under I think it's at least I think you have to be at least 12 to get into these places. And they're mostly family oriented. So a lot of these kids are able to play. I haven't been able to get around many of these places where they do have junior leagues. And unfortunately, there aren't many in the Mississippi area. So Cheney has to kind of dig up whatever tournament he's allowed to play in. The kid's been playing since he was 13 years old. He's an amazing player for such a young age, and he's only 16. Is there anything that you would like to ask Nick? Nick's been on the pro scene for quite a while. He's sponsored by Q-Tech, and he has a lot of knowledge in that noggin of his. He might not look all that smart, though.
Hey, I played a tournament out there. Was it the one that the same place he's playing?
No, you went to Iron City. That's
no. Before that, though, I went to Mississippi.
Did you go to one of those Meridian tournaments?
What's the pool halls out there? Is it big time?
Yes.
Yeah, I played in that.
And that split bracket one a few years ago?
No, not even split bracket. I know it's like a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dennis had to go to 13 or something.
Right. Yes.
I played in that, and I had actually. I'll tell you a story, and I don't want this is nothing to be like. I mean, you laugh about it now, but we had a crowd. I won my first 3 matches. I had to play Dennis Ricolo, and it's a 10-13 race or something like that. And I win the toss or the lag or whatever it is, and I break and run the first 3 on him, and I'm like, man, I'm feeling good. And he breaks, he runs out, breaks, runs out, and then he breaks, scratches. I have ball in hand on the 1 ball, and I'm shooting it in the corner pocket because I have to follow the cue ball over for the 2 ball to go down the long rail. And I was so nervous that my 1 ball did not make it to the pocket.
Wow.
I mean, I barely tapped it. I'm sitting here, I'm like, I just did this in front of everybody that's here. And I'm like, I had a big lead, at the time when I did it. And I'm just like, and Dennis comes over, he's all ball in hand. I'm like, you think so? but doing all that and laughing about it and not getting upset at yourself or beating yourself up for doing it, because everybody has done it. And when you don't play against champions or when you don't play against better players, those nerves come in and they hit you hard. And until you start being comfortable of playing those better players, then your nerves start settling down more, and then you start doing your normal routine and what you normally do. So after that mistake, I came back and I ended up beating Dennis on the bar table in that event. But it's a story that I love telling, because when you're not used to playing the champions a lot, you do get nervous and you do get put in that spotlight and you have to perform. And over time, you're not, out the gate, you're going to perform horribly. And that's just something for you to know, that you're going to hit a brick wall, but you'll go through more times than none because you're learning how to play the better players.
Yes, sir.
So just a food for thought, just like, I mean, I did it and I did it against Dennis, and I was just lucky enough to take care of all the advantages I had during that match after I didn't even get the one ball to the pocket.
Well, Cheney, you're going to be hearing a lot about Nick, and you'll probably meet Nick pretty soon. He's going to be helping me out a little bit with some of the inside pool stuff, and he will be helping me with the junior stuff as well. So
Nice.
You'll be hearing a lot from Nick. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Cheney. And I know you had a whole lot of technical difficulties, but I'll meet you over in Tupelo soon, and we'll have a sit-down interview together, okay?
Yes, ma'am. That would be good.
All right. Well, hey, good luck. Good luck, and just always remember, dude, have fun, and just don't beat yourself up when you miss or you scratch on a break. There's nothing. Everybody misses. You see it today. You see Sky miss. You've seen Shane miss. Everybody misses, and you just have to take advantage of those misses and learn from those misses.
Yes, sir.
All righty. You have a good one. It was nice meeting you. You as well.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Cheney. Good night.
Yes, ma'am. Good night.
Have a good one.
Well, that was a pretty good session this evening, Mr. DeLeon.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, we got Melina Mike in here talking a little bit, and soon we'll get, Mr. George Teashea in here, and we'll talk more online about when he can come in and when his schedule meets. But he's a full of knowledge, and he has a lot, and he's been watching the Moscone Cup for quite a while. So it's probably going to be a really good day with having him in the booth.
Absolutely. I look forward to day 4 myself.
Yeah. Day 3. Hey, just knowing that we can go into day 4 is fantastic.
I'm excited.
I mean, but it was just, I feel for Chris. I just want him to regroup and just go back out fighting and just not, letting that hold him up. That's why I feel like all the Filipinos and the overseas players do so well, is that whenever they make a mistake, it's just like, oh, okay, whatever, and they move on.
They made it well.
Yes, they made it really well. And you've seen it with Carlo in the 9-ball championship, when he broke those last 3 or 4 breaks and the 7-ball kept on blocking the 1-ball, just stuff like that's going to happen. You can't control it. You can break great. You could be the best breaker in the world, but you're going to get those kisses and those, scratches.
Like Shane's unfortunate day 1. I mean,
yep.
And
he's in the side pocket. He broke
breaking king.
Yeah. Right. It just happens, and you just have to go with it. Everybody's learning all the time. And 4.5-inch pockets, you're going to see that table play tougher and tougher each day because it's getting worn in. And with it being worn in and not new cloth, that those pockets they're going to be shrinking, not necessarily shrinking, but the toughness of pocketing the balls. You're going to have to hit them clear.
Slurm was saying just a few seconds ago that people don't know the difference between sharking and cheating. Making noise when you're down on a shot is cheating. If it's a gentleman's game, of course, and a lot of us expect that at the Moscone, but unfortunately, fans will be fans, and it's about putting those tails in the seat.
Yeah, and not
money
just
in your pocket, and
yeah,
we
not
need
just
that
that,
for pool.
Yeah, not just that, man. Alcohol, it does play a factor in this. And, if they're drinking and they're buying drinks, it's going to happen regardless of if you're in Vegas or if you're in Europe or if you're in China. I feel like it doesn't matter. When there's alcohol being served, some things are going to happen.
People
and
will
just
get
you have
loud.
to fade it. Yeah. And it, just like Skyler said, he loves it. He loves it. He's like, you get the jitters when they get all loud. And like every time now it's like you call extension. You get a couple guys going crazy when they call extension. So it just every year is something different. But I mean, going forward, I just hope that they can just calm down just a little bit, especially when the players are shooting on both sides.
Well, I can tell you this much. I was very proud of Tyler for holding his composure during all of that. Because
I guarantee you he wanted to explode. But that's how I am. I feel that's how I am. I'm like, I'm not going to explode until after I shake the guy's hand and I come over to my team and, I'll celebrate. But celebrating and getting all crazy right away, I mean, I have to show more respect to the player that I'm playing.
Right.
So.
And George says, day 3 will lay the groundwork for day 4. Europe will be coming in with their eyes wide open. They feel like they were slapped in the face today.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they got away with that point. at the end. We're supposed to take a 6-3 lead into day 3. And I mean, like, nobody would have thought that U.S. was going to be in the lead on day 2, end of day 2, let alone a possibility should have been a 6-3 lead going into day 3.
Right.
So, I mean, anything can happen. Guys, you don't understand. It's a race to 5, alternate break. You're on the spotlight. There's one table. And it's so much pressure. I can't.
And as Bloom said, the arena's smaller than what we realize.
Yeah.
It's got to be hot in there probably as well.
Yeah, and I totally get it. I mean, we do the Swirl Cup. We do the Arizona versus Vegas. Same format as the Mosconi Cup. We have the stream. We have thousands of dollars entered. We have sponsors, everything. And when you're in that moment and you're that pressure point or just playing, it is so tough. It is more stress than any other tournaments that you ever played in, any other gambling matches, because you can always flip a coin, you can always re-enter in a tournament, but this is one point, this is 3 days, and you have to do your best, and you have to play your best overall in order to win, or 4 days. But it's like we get something close to this, but it's not exactly this, but I can tell that there's a lot of pressure on all players playing in this.
Well, it's been real, Mr. DeLeon.
Yes,
and
it
I know
has.
you have some things that you need to get done before the wife comes home because,
Yeah. I have a lot. We're getting all the
it's getting down to the wire there, sir.
It
How
is.
many more days is it before you're no longer Mr.
11
DeLeon?
days. 11 days, and I have a Mrs. DeLeon in the house.
You are no longer Mr. DeLeon. You are now Mrs. Mr. DeLeon.
But I'm excited. We're crunch time. We've been. I'm fortunate with having my buddy Charles and my buddy Tom and my buddy Jason over here helping us out. You know, my buddy Jason helped me tear the place apart. Charles has been a great help with putting in the floors with me and doing some of the plumbing. I have had Tom, spraying and doing the cabinets and helping me out. So we've been doing like a lot of mixture of everything in the house, and it's almost done. And I can't wait. I'm waiting for my my table to come in. Not going to give out any secrets yet, but once it comes in, you guys will all know, and there'll be big news coming. So
fantastic! I look forward to seeing it. And Dory said she's going to keep me a little spot in the house for me to sleep. I don't lay down.
You got you out back with the tent. We're good.
We'd like to thank our sponsors. I'm going to let Mr. DeLeon start.
Okay, Inside Pool Magazine. You guys are amazing. Getting this rolling for the DIVA and myself, NikonKid. We appreciate it. We're going to bring it. This is not just for the Mosconi Cup. This is going afterwards. Big events, big matches that are coming up. We're going to be able to bring everything live to you, have guest speakers like we had Melina Mike on today. We're going to have a couple more. Stay tuned. Follow us on our Facebook page to find out more information. Q-Tech. They've been amazing with me. I'm happy to be a part of their family. It's very, very good. And I just am blessed to have a big Billiard sponsor and Q-Tech a part of what I'm going to be doing this year and coming the next year as well. Also, my buddy Mike Gwynn, Realty One Group. He's amazing. If you guys need anything for questions about housing or selling a house, buying a house, anything, the guy is available, and he is the #1 guy out here to deal with. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Shoot me a message. I'll give you guys his contact. Rick Smith, everybody knows him, out of Tucson, Arizona. The man with the camera. He takes great pictures. He has tons of pictures. So if you guys need any professional pictures of any top pros, reach out to him. He always has them, and he will definitely take care of you guys and hook you up. Melina Mike, the Mr. Knit, he was on today. He is one of my big sponsors with Joey Ryan and Travis with 1PKT. Great company. Everybody's rolling around with a one pocket. It's a big game now. Being more traditional than the 9-ball and the 10-ball. So it's really good. It's just there's a lot going on in pool, and I'm hoping that this just keeps on going and we explode and we can get more big events out here in the U.S. So
thank you so much, my co-host in crime.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank Enterprise Car Rentals for making sure this diva gets where she's going. Enterprise Car Rentals is your place to be, guys. We will be posting a link on both of our group pages with a discount code for you guys when you're traveling anywhere within the continental United States. You can use this coupon code. Hilton brand hotels and the Marriott's been making sure the diva has a safe place to stay and a cozy bed to sleep in. Thank you so much, guys, for making sure I get that. Also, I would like to thank Sugar Tits Moonshine. I know that sounds crazy, but they have the best moonshine here in the South. I'd also like to thank Steve Ditmar with Poolaholic Gear for making sure Diva is dressed to success when she heads over to her pool tournaments. All right, guys.
We forgot.
Oh, high chews, guys. Me and Nick are the high chew consumes. I'm telling you, we're constantly eating some high chews. How we stay this fit and thin, I have no idea. It must be something that has to do with the high chews.
Right? Well, just to let you guys know, if you guys missed the episode or you guys are just tuning in right now and catching it, we will post it, and you guys will be able to go back and watch like the previous episode as well, and this episode, and going forward, all of them. So don't feel that you missed out and you only got the last like 10 minutes of the interviews with Lena, Mike, and everything, and everybody else we had on. But you can go back and you can see all that as well. So don't think you're going to be missing out.
Make sure you subscribe, guys, and let people know that we're doing this every week. After this week, we will try to do it every week, except the week that Nick gets married. We're giving Nick a break. But make sure you guys subscribe and share. Let everybody know we're out and about doing some things that are different. Also, we will be bringing in some just random people, and we'll have chats with you guys. We want to hear your opinions. This show basically is centered around what you guys want to see and what you want to hear and what you want to talk about. This is for the people, for the fans. Make sure you're courteous to our guests, though, because, you know, this is their time. But thank you guys so much for spending the time with me and Nick, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, probably around the same time. Just check out our Facebook pages. And
just stay tuned, because, I mean, the matches can go longer, they can go shorter, but we'll definitely post before we go live just to give you guys time to get everything together. So thanks for tuning in, and we appreciate you guys.
Thanks so much, guys. Have a great night.
Have a good one, guys.